it. Being overweight, being obese, it's associated with 7 years off your lifespan. Extremely obese is 14 years off your lifespan. Obesity is the number one risk factor for heart disease and type 2 diabetes. But so what I've been looking at, there's other people that I'm working with that are looking at, markers of inflammation, glucose response, like all the metabolic parameters. I'm specifically looking at people's damage to their DNA. So like we get white blood cells and they're frozen down, and then I look at the DNA and the white blood cells and see how much damage there is. I do it at baseline, so before they start the blueberry powders, and these people have a lot of damage because they're obese. Obesity accelerates damage to DNA. Damage to DNA causes all sorts of problems, but eventually it leads to cancer. And people that are obese have like a twofold increased risk of multiple cancers.
There's this ridiculous article that I read where it was talking about the positive benefits of being overweight, where people were trying to justify being overweight. Certain illnesses that people recover from better if they're overweight, and there's very few very strange examples they were using to try to justify being overweight. And it was also, the article was also partially in response to quote-unquote fat shaming, and I'm like, boy, this is just such a weird justification. It's so bizarre that your very biology, the thing that gets you through life, that people are so intent on receiving mouth pleasure, which is all it is. I mean, that's what you're doing when you're shoveling food in your mouth. You're getting mouth pleasure, and then you're getting the response, the physical response to whatever sugars or anything that your body and your gut bacteria are craving. Form this like really misleading article that was just designed to make you feel better for being overweight and to justify these choices that you've made, which are terrible choices. Like, there's no benefit whatsoever to being overweight, right?
No, I mean, being overweight is linked to increased risk for cardiovascular disease, increased risk for type 2 diabetes, increased risk for cancer, increased risk of stroke, it's increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. So I mean, having an increased risk for all of those age-related diseases is not good.
There's not a bunch of dumb articles written about the positive benefits of being overweight. Fat that are just trying to use confirmation bias and lock into whatever small weird statistic might exist in regards to, like, maybe they get over like a cold better or something. It's like it's really dumb.
Actually, obesity starts to cause immunosenescence because and problems with your immune system, because people that are overweight or obese, they have a lot more inflammation in their body, and inflammation takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, here it is. 5 surprising health benefits of being overweight. Being overweight carries a reduced risk of rheumatoid arthritis. It's because your joints are all greased up.
I'd like to see the references on that. Because
being overweight means you're less likely to develop dementia. Being overweight can make a stronger immune system. Yeah, see, that's one of the things that I had read. Like, what?
No, these are not true.
Hold on. Is it possibly to be fit, healthy, and fat? If you have like all this extra fat in your body and something hits you, yeah, you've got like a wall between your actual organs and your bones, and this impact. That's so stupid, though. Being overweight is linked to increased longevity and recovery time. What?
No, it's not.
Kit notes that fat tissue, as well as hormones it releases, improves bodily defense mechanisms by providing vital energy reserves and anti-inflammatory agents. As a result, despite overweight individuals being more susceptible to serious health issues to begin with, they are less likely to die from them than those who are underweight or even with healthy BMIs. Heart disease, for example, is 4 times more likely to claim the life of somebody with a healthy BMI than an individual considered overweight. This is horseshit.
It is.
This is not.
It's absolutely obvious.
There's no studies.
Is this The Onion? Is this a farce?
No. What is the website? The Telegraph.
But there's a couple other articles too. It's just the one I figured would have the.
Okay, scroll down a little further. Being overweight can mean you're better in the bedroom. Oh, shut the fuck up. This is a fat guy. Fat guy wrote this. Hormones found in abdominal fat allow men to last longer in the bedroom. Bullshit.
I'd like to see the references for any of these statements, because actually it's quite the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, what does that mean? It's the idea that you can connect all those things and say that there's some sort of a positive benefit to being fat, that's clickbait bullshit. That's what that is.
Yeah, there's very strong evidence of everything the opposite of what you just read.
Yeah.
Like I just don't even, I really just don't even know where that came from. Maybe some crappy associative studies that were done. But I mean, the large body of the literature shows the opposite. Being overweight, being obese, is associated with 7 years off your lifespan. Extremely obese is 14 years off your lifespan. Obesity is the number one risk factor for, heart disease and type 2 diabetes.